My wife
God,
stopped
this is
having
so
sex
good.
with me, so I stopped doing things for her.
Yeah.
Me, 37-year-old male, wife 32 female, have been married for 7 years. We have 2 kids. For the first few years, sex was great. Not just the physical part, but the connection. Then about 3 years ago, it slowed down a lot. Now we're basically roommates who co-parent. I've tried initiating. I've tried talking about it. I've tried planning date nights, even helping more around the house. Every time I bring it up, she says she's too tired or not in the mood, or that I make her feel pressured by even bringing it up. So about a year ago, I just stopped. Now she's upset that I've changed and that I'm not as loving anymore. I told her straight up that love feels different when it's one-sided.
Marriage is a negotiation. Sex is a point of leverage for women typically. Kindnesses and all the little sweet things that I think women are far more drawn to is certainly a leverage point that men have. You are going to train your spouse. You are going to reinforce behavior you want more of, and you are going to quote unquote punish behavior that you want less of. That is plain and simple, and you can hide behind niceties and pretend that's not what's going on all you want, and marriage is going to be one long, confusing endeavor for you. The reality is this is how we interface with the world. When someone does something you don't like, you tell them. You pull it up short, you draw boundaries, you say, I'm not going to put up with that anymore, I don't want that. Now, understand how to interact with people to actually get what you want. That a smile, a touch, a hug, kindness, doing something sweet for somebody. If you frame it as this is all tit for tat, everything is transactional in a relationship, you are also going to be confused and your life is going to be a nightmare and you're not going to understand like what's going on. If on the other hand, you go, hey, a big part of this game is manipulating my own emotions and manipulating their emotions, and everybody hates that word and I'm perfectly open. Influence, nudge, push, gently influence, like whatever people want to call it, fine. But the reality is that you are going to play a multi-decade, if it goes well, a multi-decade game of influencing your partner to do more of what you want and less of what you don't want. And you should welcome that they are going to do the same to you. And we broke something, Drew, when we stopped admitting that part of a woman's job is to make her man better. And part of a man's job is to put some boundaries on the emotional outbursts of a woman. That just is. I am a better person because of my wife. I push for more, I strive for more because she had huge demands of me. And it has been awesome. And thank God that when I did something cool, that woman would touch my genitals, Drew. And when I literally told her one day, the way to my heart is not through my stomach, it's through my dick. And if you understand that, we are gonna get along really fucking well. And so she was like, oh, word? So I remember.
Say less, fam.
No, we're going to say more. We're really about to go deep. And my wife is going to have to forgive me for airing all of this stuff. And look, I get it. Someone's saying, Tom, kind of icky right now. Scrubadurba, I'm just letting you know how this all plays out. And I've been married for 23 glorious years. It's been amazing.
I'm about to see her later, Tom.
So,
come on.
I know. My wife was like, she really enjoyed shopping and I didn't. And I was like, if you touch me up in the changing room, we're going to have no problems. I'll go shopping with you as much as you want. So she started touching me up in the changing room. And I was like, let's go shopping. So
you wake her up on a Saturday morning, who's ready to go shopping today?
Of course. Who wouldn't, Drew? So I'm just saying, I don't get why people are so weird about this. Like, what is it that you want? Communicate to your spouse. Let them know the things you like. Let them know the things you don't like. And don't be transactional. Try to figure out, like, how do we get connected over this? How do we bond over this? How do we understand life is hard? We're doing it together. That I want you to shape me. I want to shape you, but I want to love and be loved, and I want grace. And when I mess up, I don't want you to just immediately tit for tat. It's like you've got to have grace is what I call shock absorbers. You've got to let the person do things where it's like, okay, look, that's kind of wacky, but I'm not going to like jump in and draw a hard line every time that you, like I remember Lisa and I, we would say, look, if you're about to come on your period and you're being overly emotional, I'm going to let you cross like 10 lines. And then line 11, I will eventually say, and this was a magic phrase, I think that your response is disproportionate to the stimulus. And that was a way of just saying, listen, I've been absorbing all of these things that feel like overreactions, but I might be wrong, and maybe that's not it. Maybe there really is something real here. But there is an eventual line where you cross where I'm like, okay, hold on. This is so disproportionate now to the stimulus. I'm going to call it out. And then if you disagree, like walk me through. But we know this is a literal cycle that happens, and it's very predictable. And so let's just talk about it. And so Lisa and I being able to talk about the things we like, the things that we don't like, creating space when it's like, hey, if you want to go do that thing that I really don't like, fair enough. Like, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to do my thing. And then you would welcome the person back into your space immediately when they stop doing the thing that you didn't want. And all of these little negotiations have made our communication extremely high level, have made our marriage the most rewarding thing in my life, far more rewarding than money or success. Is my marriage. My marriage is the thing that I will defend literally to the death. But we understood that this is all going to be these little negotiations, that we were going to influence each other, that I'm not going to hang out with you if you're doing something that I absolutely hate. And so it's like, yeah, these are all fine. And so over time, you begin to shape each other into like this cooperative unit. But people have at some point decided that we didn't want to be units. Lisa and I have talked a lot about we are independently codependent. Like we have intentionally like fostered that we're sharing a life. That if something's really upsetting you, then I'm going to enter into that world and I'm going to come into that emotional frame. I'm going to try to help you back out for sure. But it's like, I'm not going to be like, well, that's a you problem. Like we're a unit. We're moving through life as a unit. That is the literal experiment that we're running. What does it look like if two people share their lives? And we just say, look, there are going to be richer men than me. There are going to be hotter women than you. And I'm committed to you. So it doesn't matter. And while I'm going to enjoy your beauty while I have it, that certainly isn't going to be the only thing. So I just, the sort of modern day framing of there's always another fish in the sea and like, I don't need no man and all that stuff. This is just full retard. People are out of their goddamn minds. It is so out of step with evolution. It's crazy. When you look at just, these are averages, people. These are averages. Please, averages. On average, men are goal oriented. So if a woman is stepping in to help you be better at achieving your goals, you're going to feel good about it if she does it deftly. If she makes you feel like you're on insecure footing because you didn't get that goal, that would suck. If she's like, I'm here to catch you, I'm here to help you get better, like I want to push you, I want to cheer for you, but I'm also going to soothe you when you're down and not be like, fuck you, I'm off to the next guy. Like if she looks at it as like, part of my job is to help you like make the most of your potential. That feels so good. My wife bet on me when everybody else thought I was a loser. Nobody thought that I was ever going to amount to anything. Nobody. I've run through that whole thing a million times. But my wife was like, yo, I see something here. At a time, remember, she says yes to my marriage proposal when I'm lying in bed 4 to 5 hours a day every day. Okay? That's when she says yes. Not because I'm already the thing, because she sees what I can become and that she wants to be a part of it. And we used to clown on women for wanting to fix guys and all that stuff. You should be like, cool, I want to leverage that to my advantage. I want somebody who wants to like help me achieve my potential. It's incredible. Okay, now women. So if we're the goal-oriented species, then what women need is somebody to help with setting boundaries, protection, pointing in a direction, leadership, all of that. And part of that is going to be, everyone is going to hate this. I really wish that I had a better analogy. Please forgive me. I'm scrambling in my brain to try to find something better. I don't have anything better.
Shoot, let's do it.
Okay. Oh, God. When you put a dog on a leash, it is more aggressive than when it's off leash. When a woman knows you're going to, if I get out of whack, you're going to like pull me back in. They feel more confident, more secure. They're more ambitious, more aggressive. People with the strongest home life take the biggest risks. And so being able to provide that safety and security allows them to express themselves in a bigger way in the world. Because they know, if I'm getting out of hand, like he's going to point out, hey, maybe don't do that. Maybe that's OTT, whatever, and helps rein them in. Because women have a, let's call it, larger range of emotion, that the emotions can happen faster and be more consuming. To have somebody there that is the port in the storm, that is the orienting mechanism, that can help you see, like, is this in proportion to what's happening or not?
The mountain for her waves to crash again.
The rocks for the waves of her emotions to crash on. Shout out to, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now.
Bilyeu.
No. It's not where I heard it the first time. It was, he's in Andrew Tate's orbit. Oh, God. He's been on the show. Lovely guy.
Waller?
Yes, Justin Waller. Thank you. I actually really, really like him. Lovely, lovely
Shout out
guy.
to Justin Waller. Yeah.
And it's a great line. So if you can be that, then it will feel like this incredible exchange, because your wife, in my case, has a echolocation device where it's like, I really feel this thing, but is this proportionate? This is the ping. Is it proportionate to what's happening? Yes or no? Will this help me get where I want to go? Yes or no? Like Lisa turning to me and saying, you're far better at pursuing your goals than I am. Here's the thing that I want to do that feels emotionally correct. Should I pursue it? Yes or no? And I'll say literally 80% of the time, no. It's not going to be effective at moving you towards your goal. So if that's the question that you're asking, that won't work. Here's something that you might want to try. And so it's been this incredible exchange of talents between the two of us. So there you have it. I know people are really not going to enjoy that analogy, but I don't have a better one.
No, I thought
For a lot of men, touch is extraordinarily high on the scale of love languages. And I will say there's a great quote, may not be true for all men, but it's certainly true for me. Women need to feel loved to have sex, and men need to have sex to feel loved. And so it's like, man, he was fast with that one. He was ready. So I feel I might have a compadre on that one. So that is, I think, really important for people to reflect on and to see if it's true for them, because that will be a very important point of communication. Because, for instance, if I'm like starting to feel distant from Lisa, I can't just go and initiate sex. I first have to make her feel loved. I have to extend that first. So that, and by the way, this is your whatever weekly reminder that the receptivity that women must show in sex is a gift of the highest order. It is an act of such trust and, dare I say, submission, that like you disrespect that at your peril. And so that's why for me to extend that first, even if I feel like she's been icing me out, somebody doesn't like this idea, because I know that that receptivity is such a gift and is a very big ask of a woman. I'm going to extend that to make sure that she feels loved, because I can think of few things that would feel worse than feeling totally disconnected to your partner and yet still making yourself sexually receptive. So yeah, you've got to earn that.
Yeah, I always heard that line that foreplay starts way before you get into the bedroom, like in marriages and like mature relationships.
Yeah.
Like
Do you ever hear that quote from Sting where he's like, our sex lasts for 8 hours? And people thought he was talking about like some crazy ass tantric sex. Yeah. He was like, no, I'm talking about going to the grocery store with your wife, showing that you care about the things that she cares about, smiling, winking, being playful. He's like, all these things for her matter a lot. So I think of the sex act as being like the 7.5 hours before, and then the half hour of actual sex. And I was like, that's actually pretty brilliant. Yeah, but for, I mean, more than a decade, people thought that he was saying they actually have sex for 8 hours. Pretty funny.
Someone said it's not a woman's job to make you better.
Ooh. Are they
Good
single?
luck being single. Enjoy. Enjoy. You, my friend, are fighting against evolution. And evolution cares fuck all about your thoughts on that.
But shouldn't the person you're with, wouldn't you want them to be better? Just, I'm going to be with you for 6 days. Don't you want those 6 days to increase in betterness versus just stay stagnant?
Bro, okay.
How many old people are getting kidnapped right now? What is happening with these phones?
Yeah, so I get it. People are going to get hung up linguistically on certain words. Don't. It isn't their job to make you better, but this is the exchange that people make that make all these sacrifices worth it, is that women bring something to men, men bring something to women. Evolution only had so many levers to pull. And so to make sure the kids survive long enough to have kids that survive, it's like, this is the game. So yeah, it's once you get it from that perspective, life gets a lot easier. And we've become so antagonistic towards the opposite sex. It's really crazy.